And this the law of cause relation is patana. The existence of condition relate to one another. It's not cause and effect, right? Just relating to one another. Just like A is related to B, right? A is related to B in the way of coexistence, right? Interdependence. Chaiya. In order to understand very well about this law of dependent origination, this the law of causal relation, we should study this previous chapter. We should know Abhidhamma. Right? At least what is the consciousness, what is the mental factors, what is the material properties, what you already study. We should have, just Abhidhamma knowledge, and then you understand just dependent origination and causal relation. In causal relation, they will explain three. So you should know the different dependent origination and causal relations, the law of causal relations, how different. But just move by that, just explain about the cause and effect. For the patana, causal relation explain the cause, effect, and by the force of conditioning. Here 24 condition, right? For Hedu Bhajayo, Aramana Bhajayo, something we have 24. So by the power of this conditioning, it's more detailed than dependent origination. And after we study this law of dependent origination and the law of causal relation, we study about the concept. That's for the chapter 8. Right? We will study about that. Here, dependent origination, just cause and effect. If you have A, and then you will have B. If no A, it's no B, something like that, So he was talking about that. Now I would like all of you to remember this in Pali. Just only this, very brief, right? Let me see here in Pali first. If you understand, memorize this one, you will know right away. Or this for our life, we experience every day. What is the cause and effect? In Pali they call avijja paccaya sankhara. See that, right? Avijja paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya viññāṇaṃ, viññāṇa paccaya nama rupam, nama rupa paccaya salāyatanam, salāyatana paccaya phaso, phasa paccaya vedana, vedana paccaya tanha, tanha paccaya upadānaṃ, upadāna paccaya bhavo, bhava paccaya jati, jati paccaya jara, maranam, soka, parideva, dukkha, domanasu payasa, sambhavanti, eva metassa, kevalassa, dukkha khandassa, samudayo hodi. So please remember this Pali word. Salayatana Paccaya Phaso. This Pali. Yeah, Ewa Me Tassa. Yeah, Ewa Me Tassa. Kevalasa Dukkha Khandasa Samudaya Hoti. The meaning here is very, very easy. Just try to remember avijja. We already is, family with avijja. What is avijja? Ignorance. Sankhara, karma formation, right? The karma formation. And some they translate as the conditioning activities. I explain to you later. And vijnana here is the resultant consciousness. There is the vijnana is the consciousness, right? But here just taking resultant consciousness, wholesome, not unwholesome, not or this the or functional consciousness, right? Just only resultant consciousness. And nama rupa is the mind and matter. Salayana, the 6 internal and 6 external bases. Phassa here, contact. Vedana, feeling. Tanha, craving. Upadana, clinging or grasping. Bhava, becoming. Karma, process and rebirth process. Jadi, just birth. Jara marana, aging and death. The jara is the aging, right? Marana is death. Soka is sorrow. Parideva, lamentation or crying. Dukkha, here, dukkha just taking bodily pain. See that? Different, it depends on the context, right? Some dukkha is taking all the mind and matter. Here, dukkha is taking bodily pain. And domanassa is grief or mental pain. Or upayasa here, burning in mind, right? Anguish caused by excessive domanassa. Or some years explain or translate as upayasa, despair, agony, right? This is the meaning. Where upayasa, despair. Is that here is the burning in mind, right? And which caused by excessive domanassa, or somebody translated as the agony or despair. Some I explain later. Just mainly you have to remember that. So look at the Bali first, right? Avijja paccaya sankhara here. Avijja is you already know that. Avijja is the ignorance, right? Sankhara is karma formation. So avijja, after you understand the first sentence, you understand all this Rajasamuppada. So try to remember only one. The avijja paccaya. Paccaya is dependent, right? So avijja paccaya sankhara is dependent on ignorance that arise karma formations. So you make easy use Pali word. You can say that dependent on avijja that arise sankhara. See that, right? So now you get it all. So dependent on, in Pali, dependent on the sankhara paccaya vijnanam, right? Dependent on sankhara. See that, right? There arises vijnana. Right? Even say in English, dependent on karma formation, there arises resultant consciousness. See that, right? Because you already know the meaning. So, Vijnana Pacaya Nama Rupam. Dependent on resultant consciousness, there arise Nama and Rupa, mind and matter. Nama Rupa Pacaya Salayadanam. Dependent on mind and matter, there arise Salayana, the six sense basis. Sala means six sense basis. Six sense basis, as already you know, is six eternal basis and six external basis. And Salayana Pacaya, Paso, dependent on six sense basis, there arises paso, contact. That is the fact, right? Later we will study in detail. And pasa pacaya vedana, dependent on contact. Right? There arises vedana, feeling. Vedana pacaya tanha, dependent on feeling. There arises tanha, craving. Tanha pacaya upadana, dependent on craving. There arises upadana, clinging or grasping. Upadana pacaya bhavo, dependent on clinging, there arises bhavo, right? What's mean bhavo here? Becoming, right? Becoming. And bhava pacaya jadi, dependent on becoming, there arises jadi, birth. The last one, jadi pacaya jara maranam, soka prideva dukkha domanas supayasa sambhavanti. Right? Dependent on jadi, birth. Right? There arise. Jara is jara, aging. Right? Marana, death. And there also arise soka, sorrow. Prideva, lamentation, crying. No, that's only the first one. The first page. I just okay, here.
Oh, I thought you were explaining.
Oh no, it's not yet. Just briefly. We'll study the detail later. I just explain about this Pali, Pali translation. See that, right? Domanasa, mental pain, or grief. Domanasa. Wait a minute. Jari pacaya jara marana soka prideva lamentation or crying, and dukkha bodily pain, domanasa mental pain, upayasa despair, according, right? And sambhavanti is mean arise. Right? Eva metasa, kevalasa, dukkha khandasa, samudayo hodi. Thus arises this whole mass of suffering. That's the meaning. Eva is mean thus. Thus, Thus, thus. The Sambonis mean arise, right? The Kevalasa here, Eva Mitasa Kevalasa is mean the whole mass of Dukkha Khandasa is mean suffering. So thus arises the whole mass of suffering. See? The whole mass of suffering is mean since avijja pajjaya sankhara, sankhara pajjaya vijnana, vijnana pajjaya namarubam, and so on. This is the whole mass of suffering. That's why all conditioning is the suffering. See that, right? So we already study about, the realities. We already study about the three suffering, three dukkha. This concept is dukkha, is suffering or suffering. So I would like all of us to say it together in Bali. Right? Avijja pajjaya sankhara, sankhara pajjaya vijnanam, vijnana pajjaya nama rupam, nama rupa pajjaya salayatanam, salayatana pajjaya phaso, phasa pajjaya vedana, vedana pajjaya tanha, tanha pajjaya upadanam, upadana pajjaya bhavo, bhava pajjaya jadi, jadi pajjaya jara maranam soka maridewa dukkha domanasu bayasa sambhavanti eva metassa kevalassa dukkha khandasa samudayo hodi. This dependent origination. The day the Buddha gained enlightenment, before he gained enlightenment, he contemplated on this avijja pajjaya sankhara, because of this avijja and sankhara rise, staying about, all this paticca samuppada. And after he gained enlightenment, just contemplate on this avijja pajjaya sankhara. By orderly, by the word, this why you have to suffer. Is that this sorrow, lamentation, where it come from? This jara marana, where it come from? That's the aging and death, where it come from? Because you have jadi, right? Where jadi come from? Because of bhava. Where bhava come from? Upadana. Where upadana come from? Come from this craving. Where craving come from? Come from feeling. Where's feeling come from? It come from contact. Where contact come from? It come from this six and bases. Where's six and bases come from? From nama, rupa, mind and matter. Where's mind and matter come from? Come from vijnana, resonant consciousness. Where's the this resonant consciousness come from? Come from sankhara, karma formation. Where's karma come from? Come from avijja, ignorance. Something that, in orderly and by reverse, just contemplate on this paticca samuppada. Later we will see that for every our daily activity, every daily this our mental thought. Just only this, just only 12, right? Only 12. Just briefly, I would like to note since now in this the law of dependent origination, there's 3 periods. Please write down. It should be understood that here there are 3 periods. Later we can look at the chart here. Right. 3 periods. 3 periods mean just the past, the present, and the future, right? And 12 factors. 12 factors. Right, 12 factors. And 20 modes. Please write it down. 20 modes. And 3 connections. 3 connections. 4 divisions. 3 rounds. 3 rounds. And 2 roots. See that, right? The 3 periods, 12 factors, 20 modes, 3 connections, 4 divisions, 3 rounds, and 2 roots. For in detail, we will study in later, right? What is 3 period? What is this 12 factor? We already see here. What is 12 factor here? Avijja is 1, right? Sankhara is 1. Vijnana is 1. Nama Rupa is 1. Salarana 1. Phassa 1. Vedana 1. Tanha, Uparana 1. And Bhava 1. Jari 1. And Jaramarana 1. See that, right? All together, 12 factors. Jara Marana is 1, take 1, so 12. Very easy. Just 12 factors. Okay, go to page 1. As I told you, this dependent origination is because of A arises B, something like that, right? If A exists, B come to B. When there is no A, there is no B, right? That's if A cessing, B does not come to B, something like that. We will understand it later. So here, the first one, avijja paccaya sankhara. That's because there's ignorance as condition, karma formation arise. Same what I just talking right now. Dependent on avijja, right? There arise sankhara. So here avijja, we should know about avijja first. Now go slowly. We cannot go firstly. We have to understand in detail what's avijja, what is sankhara, one by one, what they have connection as cause effect. We will take example to make understanding. So avijja here, ignorance, right? Not knowingness. You call avijja. This avijja here is reality here, avijja, moha. It's one of cetasika, right? It's moha. Concomitant with the 12 akusala citta, unwholesome consciousness. Whatever unwholesome consciousness arises, this avijja, moha, just associated with this unwholesome consciousness all the time, right? We already know about that. Here, now I would like to explain to all of you what's avijja. It's not knowingness of the Four Noble Truths. It's not only the Four Noble Truths. Oh, please remember this. This avijja is not knowingness of the eight kind of things. 8 kind of things. The first one, the absence of knowledge of the past. Absence of knowledge of the past. Okay. This means where we come from. Who know that? Now most people they're interested about that. Where do people come from? Where our human being come from? Where our start from? Something like that, or just the absence of knowledge of the past. This avijja, ignorance, doesn't know about the past. Where we come from, or what we used to be in the past. We are in a past life, previous life. We are human beings, or animal, or angel. This avijja, ignorance, doesn't know that. Right? In the past life. Yeah, even yes, we will, later we will know that. After we finish the dependent origination, you will know that where we are come from.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why we need to this profound teaching, So we know that. If someone comes to ask you, where are human beings come from? Where are our start? You can explain to them. According to the law of dependent origination. So this avijja, now I just would like to explain to all of you, avijja is not knowingness. What's not knowing is just not knowing about the past. Where we come from, what we used to be in previous life. Avijja, ignorance, doesn't know that. It doesn't know that. So what kind of aggregates? Some being, there are 5 aggregates, like our human being, our animal, our angel, right? Or some Brahma, or some have 4 aggregates, as we already studied, a formless being, right? Just only 4 aggregates. That's the mindless being, just only 1 aggregate. So how many aggregates? The previous life, we used to be. Avijja doesn't know that. What's your name? What's your parent? What's your relative? What's your friend? What do you eat? Where you live? Doesn't know that. Doesn't mean. This is the absence of knowledge of the past. Doesn't know when we come from. Doesn't know that. And number 2, the absence of knowledge of the future. It doesn't know about in the future too. After we die, where we have to be reborn again. Avijja, ignorance, doesn't know that. Right? Doesn't know that. This absence knowledge of the future. We will going to be reborn as a human beings, or animal, or head beings, or hungry ghosts, or demon, or angel, or gods, or Brahma. Doesn't know. What kind of aggregate, what kind of basis, what kind of elements we'll get in future life? Doesn't know that. Right? Doesn't know that. And number 3, the absence of knowledge of the both past and future. Past and future. It's not only the past, not only the future, both the past and future doesn't know that. This doesn't know when we come from, the past life, what we used to be, in the future life, where we have to be reborn again, what kind of aggregate, what kind of basis, what kind of element we will get. This avijja doesn't know that. This absence of knowledge of this, both in the past and future. And number 4, the absence of knowledge of the suffering. Absence of knowledge of suffering. Doesn't know about the suffering. What's the suffering? What suffering means? As we already study, right? But whatever we have to be reborn again. In the 31 thing of existence, birth is a suffering. Right? Decay is suffering. Death is suffering. Sorrow, lamentation, is the pain, right? Grief and despair are suffering. Right? Suffering. Oh, you already know that, right? How we have suffered when we have to stay in our mother wombs for 9 months, 10 months. It's suffering. No one want to getting old, but just getting older. Every moment is suffering. No one want to die. Right? So I explained to you in detail. Now I just would like to say this: the absence of suffering. This avijja doesn't know about that. Doesn't know about this: the birth is suffering, decay is suffering, death is suffering, sorrow, lamentation, the pain, grief, and despair are suffering, and association with the dislike. Right? The dislike is suffering. Separation from the light, the one we like, the one we love, is suffering. And not getting what we want. We cannot get it, what we want, what we wish. It's suffering. And our 5 aggregates, our mind and body, it's suffering. But this avijja doesn't know that. Avijja doesn't know that. Because avijja doesn't know that. Avijja paccaya sankhara depend on this ignorance, and then arise karma formation. We do something, we say something, right? We're discussing about something because based on avijja. So we will study it later. I will take example. Depend on avijja, how karma formation arise. Now I just explain to you, avijja doesn't know about the 8 kind of things. Now we already studied here. And the first one is doesn't know about the past, right? Number 2 doesn't know about the future. Number 3 doesn't know the both the past and future. Number 4 doesn't know about the suffering, right? Okay, number 5. Number 5 is the absence of knowledge of the cause of suffering. The cause of suffering. If we're talking about all kind of things, it take time, long time to talk about that. Right? Now just briefly, right? Every phenomenon just comes from the cause, spring from the cause. Without cause, no effect. Right? Without this cause, no suffering. But this avijja doesn't know this the cause of suffering. Maybe avijja is thinking another way, another thing, something else. It doesn't know exactly what's the cause of suffering. Right? Number 5, right? Number 5. Number 6, the absence of knowledge of the cessation of suffering. It's not only doesn't know about the suffering, the cause of suffering, but also doesn't know about the cessation of suffering. Just how to, extinguish the suffering, how eradicate the suffering. Doesn't know about the cessation of suffering. And number 7, right? Number 7, the absence of knowledge of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. Here, this avijja doesn't know the way, right? Leading to the cessation of suffering. Why is that? Number 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the Four Noble Truths. See that, right? This means this avijja doesn't know the Four Noble Truths. Briefly. It's made one by one. So we say it's the suffering, the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, or the way lead to cessation of suffering. It's the Four Noble Truths. Number 8, the last one. Is the absence of knowledge of the law of dependent origination. Dependent origination. This means doesn't know parijja samuppada, the cause effect. Right? It's the avijja. It's not knowingness of this the 8 kind of things. This is the nature of avijja. See that, right? Because of this avijja, ignorance, as the cause, as condition, and then karma formation arise. And then we'll do this karma formation, maybe physical action. Karma is action, right? Maybe verbal action, or maybe a mental action. Either good or bad. Just based on this ignorance. Here, avijja, we already know avijja. Avijja is doesn't know about this 8 kind of things. Sankhara here, sankhara. Formation of merit. See that, right? Formation of merit and formation of demerit. Formation of imperturbable or unshakable. I explain to you. We already, I just refer, all of you know that. There's a formation of merit here. Chetana is a volition, right? Volition in this means karma vajara kusala is mean sense sphere wholesome consciousness. When the sense sphere wholesome consciousness, remember 8, right? Mahakusala 8, right? When it arises, just the Chetana volition just associated with this wholesome consciousness. Here, formation of merit is briefly, just remember like this, easy. Sankhara here is just taking Chetana, just taking Chetana. Please first remember that. Avijja Sankhara, karma formation here, just taking, is the reality here, just a Chetana, volition. Chetana, Chetasika, right? Volition. This volition, we separate it as three, divided as three. The formation of merit. This is Chetana in Mahakusala. Called formation of merit, right? Chetana in Rupa Vajara Kusala Chitta is meant form sphere, wholesome consciousness, 5. When you practice meditation, you gain jhana, right? This form sphere, wholesome consciousness, 5. This Chetana in 5 form sphere consciousness is called formation of merit too. It's not taking the mind, taking only Chetana, right? Chetana. And formation of demerit. It's Chetana in 12 akusala chitta. It means Chetana in unwholesome consciousness, 12. Because demerit, the formation of demerit. Right? And formation of imperturbable, it means arupa. Arupa. It is obviously called unshakable. Chetana in 4 arupa, chitta kusala chitta, it means Chetana in formless sphere, wholesome consciousness, 4. Why we call imperturbable or unshakable here? Who gain this formless sphere, this 4 jhana, akasa nanjayarana, you know that, right? Vinyananjayarana, Aginsinyayarana, Neva Sanyasinayarana, just unshakable. Their mind is very, very good, strong concentration. After they die, they have to be reborn as the formless sphere. Just imperturbable, unshakable. This jhana. This means because of avijja, this formation of merit, formation of demerit, formation of unshakable can arise. How they arise? Next week we will continue it. Today, time's up. Thank you for your listening. Do we have any question while we started so far? Oh yes. Okay, sense sphere, and form sphere, formless sphere. These 3 places. In Pali they call Kama Vajara 11, right? Kama 11 is from the hair until the 4 apaya, right? The 4 woeful state and human world and 6 celestial world. 11 is Kama Vajara. A form sphere, we have 16. A formless sphere, 4. We just say 3 planes, just briefly. Kama Vajara, Rupa Vajara, Arupa Vajara. In detail, 31. No, that doesn't mean work. Business, a small thing. Or you like to do stuff, maybe you do something, maybe go plant something, flower, or maybe do drawing, or maybe you will do something, small kind of things. Yes, business. Yeah, business. It's not work. Not necessary to work. Yeah. Something, or want to cook something, or want to prepare for drinking, and this is a small kind of business. It's not supposed to do that. It's not regarding about your work, right? Even you don't do that, just that's fine, but you want to do that, you enjoy to do that. This was small business. It's not to be found on a small business. Someone they are busy all day long. I do this, do that at home. Something like that. No, not birthday. Buddhist New Year, not Buddhist birthday. Yeah, Buddhist New Year. 13th. I will invite all of you to come here on April 13th, the Buddhist New Year. 13th, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
I'm have some work to do on my car.
Oh, I see.
I'm not sure about Tuesday. I was going to tell you I may not be able to come Tuesday night for that reason.
Oh, yeah.
Depends what it involves.
Okay.
I know that I won't want to.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Yes. Okay. 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 It's okay.
That's good. I like it.
Oh yeah, it's very good, independent origination.